What causes so many dreams to fade is not a lack of ambition, but the habit of allowing shifting feelings to overrule the plans you once set with clear purpose. Every person has faced moments when motivation dips, energy wavers, and emotions tempt you to abandon the very path that once felt so right. Instead of building a life on fleeting moods, imagine constructing each day on the steady foundation of a thoughtfully crafted plan. When you do this, discipline grows stronger than doubt, and progress becomes inevitable, regardless of how you feel at any given hour. The reason most goals remain just wishes is because decisions get made in a flash of inspiration, but soon get swept away by the next wave of uncertainty or tiredness. But a plan crafted with intention and revisited daily acts like a compass, guiding each step forward, even when the winds of feeling threaten to blow you off course. This program is designed to give you the tools to transform your routines, anchor your actions in your deepest values, and turn long-term visions into daily reality. You'll discover practical methods for overcoming the emotional traps that keep so many stuck, strategies to stick to your commitments when willpower runs low, and ways to measure true progress, not just by good days, but by consistency. You'll learn how to become the person who finishes what you start, not just when you feel like it, but every single day. The map and the compass. Every life, no matter how simple or grand, needs two things: a map and a compass. Your plan is the map, a carefully drawn outline guiding you through unfamiliar country, showing you where you hope to go, marking the rivers you must cross and the mountains you must climb. Your feelings, on the other hand, are like the weather, unpredictable, ever-changing, blown about by the gusts of circumstance and the storms of emotion. One moment, the sun of hope shines bright. The next, a cloud of doubt sweeps in and shadows your way. Consider the story of Mr. Ford, back in his earliest days. While others gathered around and laughed at the very idea of his horseless carriage, while friends and neighbors dismissed him as a dreamer, Mr. Ford pressed on. He followed the plan he had drawn in his mind, a blueprint that only he could see, refusing to be carried away by the swirling doubts and winds of disbelief around him. He listened not to the laughter or the sneers, but to the quiet confidence of his purpose, holding fast to his map and steering by his own compass. Feelings are fleeting. They are often shaped by the failures of yesterday or the worries of tomorrow. One day you wake with energy and optimism. The next you may feel defeated before the day even begins. That is the nature of feelings. They rise and fall, sometimes without warning or reason. But your plan, your map, stands firm. It is a declaration, written not just on paper but in your heart, of who you wish to become and what you intend to do. It does not change with the weather. It remains even when the sky grows dark and the winds of uncertainty howl. Each morning, before the noise of the world creeps in, before the voices of doubt and distraction find their way to your door, look to your map. Remind yourself of the destination that calls to you, the vision of the life you wish to build, the goals that stir your soul. Then, quietly and with purpose, remember the steps it will take to get there. A map is not just a picture of the end, but a path to walk, step by step, choice by choice, day by day. The journey may sometimes feel daunting. There will be stretches of road where you feel lost or alone. Your spirit may tremble, your courage may flicker, and the temptation to turn back may be strong. But trust in the plan you made when hope burned brightest, when you could see the road ahead and believed deep down that you were capable of making the journey. The road will twist and climb. It will bring you through valleys of disappointment and peaks of triumph. Sometimes the sky will be clear, and sometimes it will storm. But remember this: every step taken with conviction, not emotion, brings you closer to your dreams. Every morning you choose to follow your map. No matter the weather of your feelings, you strengthen your resolve and move forward. So hold tight to your map and your compass. The storms of feeling will come and go, but your plan can remain a steady light, a faithful guide drawing you onward. In the end, it is not the weather that decides your journey, but the path you choose to walk. and the determination with which you walk it. The map is yours. The compass is in your hands. Set your course and take the next step. Set the North Star. A ship without a North Star is at the mercy of every current and wind, drifting endlessly, never arriving at any harbor of meaning or fulfillment. It wanders the vastness, lost its sails, catching the breezes of chance, but never the purpose of direction. So it is with your life. If you do not set a North Star, a clear, unwavering goal, then you too will find yourself pulled by the moods of each day, carried away by the tides of other people's opinions, and battered by the storms of doubt. The journey becomes wandering, not progress. Existence becomes mere survival, not achievement. To set your own North Star is to give yourself a guiding light, so compelling, so bright, that no storm of worry or fear can snuff out its glow. Picture Mrs. Curie, alone at her desk, eyes bright with curiosity, setting her sights on unraveling nature's deepest secrets. She did not look to others to set her course. She ignored the voices saying science was not a pursuit for women, that her place was elsewhere. She endured years of hardship and isolation, following the course she charted for herself, not the mood of the day or the opinions swirling around her. She held fast to her North Star, her vision of discovery, her hunger to learn, her determination to leave a mark on the world. Your North Star is that vision that fills your mind when the world falls quiet, when you close your eyes at night and see, not darkness, but a possibility so compelling that you cannot ignore it. It is the thing you cannot live without, the calling that returns to you no matter how many times you try to set it aside. This vision is not a fleeting fancy or passing wish, but the true desire of your heart, the dream that has taken root in the deepest part of you. Define your North Star with absolute clarity. Write it out boldly, in words that cannot be misunderstood. Let it be so specific that when you read it, you feel the spark ignite in your chest. Do not be vague. Do not be timid. Name your purpose, and name it proudly. Let your North Star be the measure against which all your choices are weighed, the direction by which every path is judged. The world will try to distract you. Each day will bring 1,000 invitations to wander from your course, 1,000 little discouragements that whisper in your ear and tempt you to settle for something less. But your North Star remains. It does not flicker when the wind rises, nor does it disappear when clouds roll in. Its light may be distant, but it never wavers. When you feel weary, when you question the value of your efforts, look up, find your North Star once more, and steady your course. Every decision you make, each sacrifice you endure, every act of discipline, and every moment of courage must point toward that distant gleam. You must let your dreams become so vivid, so real to you, that you feel their presence even in your darkest hour. Let them be the anchor in every storm, the promise in every trial. The future does not belong to the easily distracted or the faint of heart. The future belongs to those who fix their gaze on the horizon, who refuse to turn aside, who are willing to endure the long and lonely stretches for the sake of something brighter. Set your North Star, trust in its light, and no matter how rough the sea or dark the night, you will find your way. Resilience over mood. Success does not favor the one who always feels strong, always feels confident, always feels inspired. Rather, it rewards the one who continues step after step, even in the presence of weakness, fatigue, and uncertainty. The world remembers Mr. Edison, not because he moved from victory to effortless victory, but because he failed 1,000 times and still pressed on until his inventions brightened the world. Did he feel inspired every day? Certainly not. There were mornings when disappointment pressed heavily on his shoulders, evenings when progress seemed invisible and hope elusive. Yet, day after day, he returned to his workbench. He showed up again and again, not because he was swept along by bursts of motivation, but because he was carried by the force of determination, by a will that refused to bow to passing moods. Feelings, after all, are like the morning mist, delicate, shifting, quick to lift and vanish at the slightest touch of the sun. They come and go, sometimes brightening the day, sometimes clouding it, but always temporary, never lasting. Discipline, by contrast, is the sturdy ground beneath your feet, the unyielding path that does not change with the weather. It is discipline that holds you steady when the winds of doubt rise, when enthusiasm fades, when your heart feels heavy and the work ahead seems endless. There will be times when motivation wanes, when the goal you set for yourself seems distant, when the obstacles before you seem larger than your strength. Doubt will knock at your door, whispering that it is easier to rest, to step back, to postpone effort until another day. In these moments, grit your teeth and press on. Take the next step, no matter how small, no matter how reluctant you may feel. Each time you act in the face of difficulty, every time you keep your promise to yourself, even when you would rather quit, you strengthen your resolve. It is in these moments, when you choose action over hesitation, commitment over comfort, that you build the habit of resilience. The habit of pushing forward, regardless of emotion, is the backbone of greatness. It is not the loud victories or grand gestures that define a life of accomplishment, but the quiet, steady choice to keep going, to persist, to do the work when your heart is not in it, fall in love with the grind, the repetition, the daily discipline of effort. Cherish the routine, for it is in the quiet victory of doing what needs to be done, even when inspiration has left you, that you find true strength. These small acts of perseverance, repeated day after day, weave the fabric of achievement. As the days pass, you may not notice the progress you are making. Growth often hides itself, disguised in the ordinary and the routine. But one day, you will look back and see how far you have come, not by luck, not by a single burst of effort, but by the steady, reliable strength of your daily choice. It is resilience, not fleeting emotion, that will carry you to your goal. So let your commitment run deeper than your mood. Choose discipline over desire, effort over ease. Meet each day with a resolve to move forward, regardless of how you feel, and in time, you will discover that greatness is not a matter of fortune, but of unyielding perseverance. The power of written plans. A thought, left to drift in the corners of your mind, can easily fade like mist at sunrise. Dreams unspoken and plans unwritten are at the mercy of distraction and forgetfulness. But a plan, written out with your own hand, becomes more than an intention. It becomes a contract, a solemn agreement with your future self. This act of writing, humble as it may seem, forges a bridge between what you hope for and what you are willing to pursue. Consider the example of Mr. Rockefeller, a man whose name became synonymous with achievement and determination. From his earliest days, while still a young man with modest means, he kept meticulous records of his ambitions, his earnings, and his actions. He did not simply hope for success. He wrote it out, line by line, turning each dream into a clear objective and each objective into a series of deliberate steps. His ledgers were not only lists of numbers, but testaments to discipline, to clarity, to vision made visible. Through this habit of recording, he held himself accountable not to anyone else, but to the person he wished to become. Those who write their plans do not wander aimlessly. They live with purpose. The very act of writing brings a rare clarity. It compels you to take the indistinct shadows of wish and turn them into the solid substance of intention. Writing forces you to confront your vague hopes and transform them into specific, measurable actions. It is easy to dream in generalities, to wish for a better life or more success. But what does that mean? Writing asks the difficult questions. What do you want? Why do you want it? When will you begin? What is the first step? Each question, answered honestly and with detail, shapes your path. Make your plan detailed. Write it as if you were giving instructions to a stranger who must carry out your dreams in your place. Do not leave anything to assumption or chance. What do you want to accomplish? By when do you intend to achieve it? What resources will you need? What obstacles might appear? What is the very first step you must take? Each line you pen is a step away from the realm of wishful thinking and a stride toward the land of achievement. Your written plan becomes both a map and a contract, a record of your commitment, a measure of your progress, a light to guide you when the way is dim. There will be days when storms arise and feelings sway, when uncertainty clouds your direction and doubt creeps in at the edges of your resolve. In those moments, return to the written page. Let your plan remind you who you are and who you set out to become. Read it aloud if you must. Let the words anchor you. With every review, you recommit to your journey. The written plan becomes a shield against the winds of indecision and the fog of discouragement. Keep your plan close. Carry it in your pocket. Tuck it into a drawer. Pin it where your eyes will fall upon it daily. Consult it often. It is not a relic to be hidden away, but a living document, your personal blueprint for a life well lived. Adjust it as you grow. Refine it as your vision becomes sharper, but never neglect it. In the end, it is not the grandest dream that shapes a destiny, but the written plan and the steady, daily steps taken to bring it to life. Embrace the struggle. Every great journey is marked by struggle. It is not the easy road that builds greatness, but the steep climb, the obstacles, the moments when everything inside you whispers to turn back. Look to the example of Mr. Lincoln, whose failures outnumbered his victories, who suffered defeat after defeat in both public and private life, yet pressed onward, convinced that adversity does not destroy, it carves character. He faced losses that would have discouraged most, disappointments that would have silenced many. But he walked forward, believing that each setback was not the end, but another lesson on the long road to greatness. When pain comes, and it will, sooner or later, welcome it as a teacher, not a thief. Let struggle be the school in which you learn resilience, wisdom, and inner strength. There will be days when the weight you carry feels unbearable, when discouragement seeps into your bones and you wonder if you can take another step. The feeling of wanting to quit is universal, known to every person who ever dared to dream or strive for something more. But the act of refusing, of standing up in the face of difficulty and choosing to go on, is what sets you apart. That moment of choice, again and again, is where character is built. Difficult days are not wasted. They teach patience, for only in waiting and enduring do you learn the true value of your goal. They teach resourcefulness, for when plans fall apart, you must find new ways forward. They teach humility, reminding you that no one is exempt from hardship and that success is never owed, only earned. If you bend to every feeling of discomfort, if you flee at the first sign of struggle, you will never reach your potential. It is not the absence of difficulty that shapes you, but your willingness to walk through it. Stand up when you want to lie down. In moments when giving up feels like the easiest path, stand taller still. Speak hope when your heart feels empty, when discouragement wants to claim your voice. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear or pain, but the determination to move forward in spite of them. Each hardship you face with courage becomes a story you can tell yourself in moments of weakness, a reminder that you have walked through fire before and emerged stronger on the other side. The struggle is not punishment. It is preparation for triumph. It is the forging ground of your spirit, the sharpening of your resolve, the sculpting of your will into something unbreakable. When you look back, it will not be the easy days that fill you with pride, but the days you endured, the days you persisted, the days you chose the plan over the passing storm inside. These are the moments that build you, the moments that remind you what you are made of. Wear your scars with pride. Let them be proof not of defeat, but of resilience, of the countless times you refused to surrender. They are reminders that you did not run from struggle, but met it with open eyes and a determined heart. In the end, it is not comfort or ease that tells the story of your life, but the struggles you embraced, the lessons you learned, and the victories you carved out of adversity. Embrace the struggle. Let it shape you, teach you, and prepare you for the triumphs that await. Surround yourself with builders. No one climbs alone. Behind every summit reached, every milestone achieved, there is a network of unseen hands and encouraging voices. Even the greatest achievements, those that seem born from individual genius or relentless will, are built with the support and wisdom of others. Consider Mr. Carnegie, a name spoken in the halls of history, whose fortune and influence were not the product of solitary labor, but the cumulative wisdom, guidance, and encouragement of trusted companions. He himself attributed his rise not merely to his own abilities, but to the shared strength and inspiration of those he welcomed into his circle. Choose, therefore, to spend your precious time with builders, those rare souls who inspire you to rise higher, who challenge you to become better, and who offer their support without reservation or envy. Builders are not content to simply stand by. They are the ones who see your potential, even when you stumble, who help you lift the stones that block your path, who believe in the possibility of your dream even when you are tempted to surrender it. Share your plan with someone who believes in you. Speak it aloud. Give it voice and form, and allow another to see the vision you carry. Especially on the days when you doubt yourself, when the shadows lengthen and your strength feels small, let their belief fill in the places where your own resolve wavers. There is great strength in borrowed courage, in leaning on another's faith when your own is thin. When you feel weak, reach for their steady hand. When you feel strong, lend them your own strength in return. The cycle of support, of giving and receiving, creates a bond that weathers even the fiercest storms. Guard yourself against the influence of naysayers, for they are not builders, but breakers, those who sow seeds of uncertainty, who whisper doubts and drag you from your course. Their words are like weeds in a garden, quick to spread and hard to root out. Protect your vision from their cynicism, and do not linger in the company of those who mock your ambition or celebrate your setbacks. The journey is too important, your dream too precious, to risk on the barren soil of disbelief. A true ally will remind you of your purpose when you forget, will encourage you when the way grows dark and difficult, and will celebrate your victories as if they were their own. They will challenge you honestly, not out of jealousy, but because they want to see you become the best version of yourself. Their counsel is a lamp for your feet, their laughter a balm for your spirit, their presence a shelter in the storms. The right company can turn mountains into molehills and doubts into stepping stones. With builders beside you, burdens become lighter and journeys more joyful. The world feels less daunting when shared with those who understand its challenges and cheer for your triumphs. Your successes will be sweeter, your failures more bearable, and your story richer for the friendships that have shaped it. Seek out the builders. Cherish their company. Be a builder in return. And as you climb, look around and see how many have joined you, lending a hand, lifting your spirits, helping to build not just your dream, but their own alongside yours. For in the end, no one climbs alone. The highest peaks are conquered not just by individuals, but by teams, by communities of dreamers, doers, and builders, united in purpose and heart. Become a student of life. Every day offers a lesson for those willing to learn. The sunrise brings not only new light, but also new opportunities for growth, for discovery, for deepening understanding. There is wisdom scattered all around you, waiting to be gathered by eyes that remain curious and hearts that remain humble. Think of Mrs. Keller, who, though robbed of both sight and sound, became a symbol for generations, a testament to the mind's extraordinary power to transcend limitation. Through relentless curiosity and a refusal to surrender to circumstance, she unlocked a world of knowledge and connection that many thought impossible. Her life stands as proof that every obstacle can become a stepping stone if you are willing to remain a student of life. Success is not the result of a single revelation, nor is it won in a solitary moment of brilliance. True achievement is the product of a lifetime spent in adaptation and growth. Those who rise to greatness are those who seek wisdom at every turn, who ask, who listen, who reflect, who change. The world is your classroom, and everyone you meet can become a teacher if you are willing to pay attention. Seek wisdom from books, for within their pages lie the distilled experience of countless lives. Seek wisdom from mentors, whose words and examples can guide you around pitfalls and toward higher ground. And above all, seek wisdom from experience itself, for life's lessons are often written not in ink, but in the events that shape your journey. Do not shrink from your failures. Reflect on them with honesty, for every mistake holds a lesson if you are brave enough to look. Rather than hiding from your errors, turn them over in your mind and let them show you the path forward in the same spirit. Celebrate your progress with gratitude. Every small victory, every lesson learned, every habit improved is a sign of growth proof that you are moving forward, however slowly. Pride is a wall that keeps out understanding. Do not let it prevent you from asking questions or seeking help. There is no shame in admitting that you do not know. The true shame lies in pretending to know and refusing to learn. Ask, explore, and remain teachable, for the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. Life is vast, full of mysteries and possibilities, and even the wisest among us have more to discover. See yourself as a gardener, working patiently and diligently to cultivate your mind as you would tend to a precious crop. Learning is the planting of seeds. Reflection is the pruning away of what no longer serves you. Curiosity is the watering that keeps your mind alive and fertile. Some days you will see little progress, but with patience and care, growth will come. In time, the harvest will be rich for those who keep their minds open and their hearts hungry for understanding. Become a student of life, not just for a season, but for as long as you walk this earth. Embrace each day as another chance to learn, to grow, to adapt, to become more than you were yesterday. Gather lessons from the people around you, from the books you read, from the quiet moments of reflection and the loud moments of challenge. Remain humble before the vastness of what you do not know, and eager to close that gap step by step. In doing so, you ensure that your journey is not just long, but meaningful, and that your mind remains forever young, open, curious, and alive. Act even in uncertainty. Perfection is a mirage, a shimmering promise on the horizon that forever retreats as you draw near. It keeps many from beginning, trapping them in the quicksand of hesitation and doubt. How many dreams have faded simply because their owners waited for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect surge of confidence to arrive? Yet, as Mr. Roosevelt wisely said, do what you can with what you have where you are. This simple advice contains the seed of every achievement. It reminds us that greatness is not born in perfect circumstances, but in courageous action, often taken in the midst of uncertainty. Waiting for the perfect feeling or the perfect day ensures that nothing ever changes. Days slip into weeks, weeks into years, and the life you hope to live remains always just out of reach. Begin with what you know, however incomplete that knowledge may seem. Act with what you have, however humble your resources may appear. You need not see the whole staircase to take the first step sometimes. All that is required is the willingness to begin. Let action be your answer to doubt. The mind can conjure countless reasons to pause: uncertainty, fear of failure, the illusion that others possess some secret knowledge that you do not. Yet every journey forward starts not with perfect clarity, but with a simple act of courage. The first step may be small, barely more than a whisper of motion, but it breaks the grip of inertia and builds momentum. In the act of doing, doubt begins to fade, replaced by the steady confidence that comes only from progress. Mistakes made in motion are better than dreams left untested. The world does not reward those who wait for certainty, but those who are willing to risk being wrong in the pursuit of something right. Each action you take, no matter how uncertain, is a vote for your future, a clear sign that you are committed to progress over paralysis. In the end, it is not flawless plans or hesitation that shape destinies, but the willingness to act, to stumble, to learn, and to try again. Over time, small, imperfect steps lead to great achievements. The mountain is climbed not in a single bound, but in 1,000 deliberate strides, each one building upon the last. Action compounds. With every choice you make and every step you take, you lay another stone on the path to your destination. What once seemed impossible grows possible and then inevitable, not because you waited for ideal conditions, but because you refused to stand still. The world rewards the bold, not the hesitant. Opportunities reveal themselves not to those who watch and wait, but to those who step forward, trusting that the path will become clearer as they walk. If you move, you learn. If you learn, you grow. If you grow, you draw ever closer to the life you imagine. Even mistakes become teachers, shaping your direction, sharpening your purpose, making you wiser for the next step. Move forward and let the path reveal itself as you walk. Do not be discouraged by what you do not know or what you cannot yet see. The journey belongs to those who begin, who act even when the way is uncertain. Take the first step today, not tomorrow. Trust that momentum will follow, and in time, the road will open before you, shaped by your courage, your persistence, and your willingness to act even when certainty is nowhere in sight. Cultivate a mindset of gratitude. The seeds of greatness grow best in soil enriched by gratitude. When you cultivate thankfulness, you create an environment within your heart and mind that nourishes ambition, hope, and endurance. Gratitude transforms ordinary days into treasures and setbacks into stepping stones. No matter your circumstance, look for blessings, however small they may seem at first glance. Sometimes, the greatest strength lies in the ability to notice a flicker of light in the darkness and to give thanks for it. Consider the example of Mr. Mandela, who, even in the darkest prison cell, far from the comforts and freedoms that so many take for granted, found reasons to be thankful. He searched for moments of kindness, for glimmers of hope, for the lessons hidden in hardship. His gratitude did not erase his suffering, but it fueled his resilience. It gave him the power to endure and the vision to see beyond his immediate circumstances. It opened his mind to opportunity where others might see only impossibility. Gratitude is not reserved for times of abundance or ease. It is a practice, a deliberate choice, made each day to focus on what is good. Each morning, take a moment to acknowledge what is present in your life. A lesson learned after a mistake. A friend's encouragement offered when your spirits were low. A challenge overcome through persistence. These moments, small as they may appear, are the bricks with which a life of fulfillment is built. The simple act of naming your blessings reshapes your attitude, allowing you to meet adversity with strength and setbacks with patience. Practicing gratitude shields you from the bitterness of comparison. It is easy to look at what others have and fall into the trap of envy, measuring your worth by the yardstick of another's success. But when you nurture thankfulness, you become less concerned with what you lack and more appreciative of what is already yours. It is this mindset that keeps the spirit light, even under the heaviest burdens, and brings sweetness to each victory, no matter how small. Gratitude also guards against the despair of setbacks. Life will bring challenges. This is inevitable. There will be times when progress slows, when disappointment knocks at your door, when it seems easier to complain than to carry on. Yet, a grateful mind finds meaning even in difficulty. It learns to see each obstacle as an opportunity for growth and every hardship as another chapter in the story of perseverance. In this way, gratitude becomes a source of strength, helping you stand firm when storms arise. A grateful mind is a creative mind. Thankfulness opens the heart to possibility, allowing you to see opportunities where others see only problems. It encourages you to approach life with curiosity and hope, believing that every experience, good or bad, holds the potential for learning and growth. Gratitude turns scarcity into abundance, not by changing your circumstances, but by changing the way you see them. Let thankfulness become your companion on the journey. Carry it with you through every season, letting it lighten the heaviest load and add sweetness to your greatest achievements. Make gratitude a habit, not just an occasional feeling. Write down your blessings, share your thanks with others, and reflect each evening on the gifts the day has brought. Over time, you will find that a mindset of gratitude does more than enrich your days. It shapes your destiny, ensuring that every step toward greatness is made on the firm and fertile ground of appreciation. Leave a legacy. In the end, your plan is not just about personal triumph, but about the mark you leave on others. Achievement, in its highest form, is not measured by titles or possessions, but by the lives you touch, the hope you inspire, and the love you give along the way. It is the quiet moments of encouragement, the acts of kindness, the words of support, and the choices made with integrity that echo long after you are gone. Think of Mrs. Parks, whose quiet act of defiance changed the course of history not for herself alone, but for generations to come. She did not know on that day how far-reaching her decision would be. Yet, through her courage and conviction, she lit a torch of hope for countless others. Her legacy is not just the story of one woman's bravery, but the proof that ordinary people, through purposeful action, can shift the course of society. She showed that even the smallest stand, made with dignity, can spark change that lasts for lifetimes. As you follow your plan, remember always that your choices ripple outward. Every decision you make, every step you take, influences not only your own path, but the world around you. Strive not only for your own success, but for the uplift of others. True greatness is never a solitary achievement. It is a shared journey woven together by relationships, by support, by the willingness to lift as you climb. Share your wisdom, your strength, and your story with those who travel beside you. Do not hide your lessons or your struggles, for others may find strength in the very places you once felt weak. Give freely of your encouragement, offer a listening ear, and let your words be seeds of hope. When you have learned something valuable, pass it on. When you have overcome a trial, show others that it is possible to endure. The world is in need of examples of courage, kindness, and purpose. It needs to see that living with integrity is not only possible but powerful, that hope can be born in the darkest moments, and that one person, guided by a plan and a heart full of purpose, can indeed make a difference. Be that example, not only in grand gestures, but in daily actions. Let your life be a testament to the values you hold dear. Live in such a way that when your days are done, others are better because you walked this path. Let your presence be a comfort, your actions a source of inspiration, your story a guidepost for those who will come after. Success is fleeting if it dies with you. Legacy endures when it is passed from hand to hand, heart to heart. Your plan is the torch. Carry it with pride, knowing that it lights the way not just for yourself, but for those around you and those who will follow. Let it burn with the fire of your convictions and the warmth of your compassion. And when the time comes, pass it on, trusting that your light will continue to shine, illuminating the journey for generations to come. The true measure of a life well lived is not only in what you achieve, but in the legacy you leave, a legacy of courage, of kindness, of purpose, and of hope. Let your journey be one that others remember, not just for what you accomplished, but for how you made them feel and the ways you helped them to rise.